Greetings, everyone. This morning I'm going through memory lane. Every so often, we have to sort of take an assessment of our lives. And when we go back, it's just to do a review of where we were and where we are now. And we do that so that we see if we need to adjust some things, if we need to change some things about ourselves. Now, what I'm going to discuss here, I'm not in any way trying to tell people how they're supposed to live their life. I'm just looking at the changes I see in the world and also go back into my own childhood, days to see if I am satisfied with who I have become. Now, I'm talking to the older folks in this, but I'm also trying to teach the younger ones some things. Now, for the older folks, do you remember, the women especially, do you remember when if your bra strap was exposed, it was no different than showing your underwear? A woman's bra strap was an indecent thing to show in public. Do you remember when the intimate and private discussions were behind closed doors, where people didn't talk about their sexuality or the things that they enjoy doing in the privacy of their home? You just didn't talk to people about those intimate details. To this day, I have no problems having general conversation, but when it comes to the nitty gritty, I don't want to hear. I don't care. Now, there were things that were considered profane, but today there's a blurred line because the things that are profane are not, presented to us as if they are these awesome things. A lot of what is being forced on us in this time, whether through the media or, just our relationship with people, is that the profane is now considered to be that thing that we're supposed to put up and worship. And here's the thing that bothers me the most. What used to be lies is now promoted as truth. If you dare to speak truth in this time, you're the bad guy. There was a time in the past when the elders or the older people in our community could say to the younger ones, pull up your socks, take heed. What you're doing is destructive. And even if the kids or the young people didn't change or take heed, they would see that person as an elder with wisdom. But nowadays, when you speak the truth, and sometimes the older folks too, not just younger people, you are the enemy. You're the enemy of progress. You're a hater to the ones. You see people doing things that could destroy them. And when you point it out, you're a hater. If you are a hater and you see someone going down a destructive path, you would never tell them. What do you stand to gain from telling someone the truth that is going to allow them to change their ways? Not to walk your path, but to not walk down a path that you can clearly see. If you don't adjust these steps, you're going to fall into the pit. Sometimes we have to let people fall in the pit because only then will they understand what you've been teaching. So if you're a mother and you're talking to your children and they're not listening, it's very difficult to just say, okay, I warned you. So things are changing so much that someone like myself sometimes have a difficult time catching up. I shared with you before some years ago, I was in a classroom in Jamaica and I heard kids cussing out each other using the most profanity. And in my mind, because I was stuck in the old days, I thought they didn't know I was in the room. And when I came out and said, girls, one girl said, I'm sorry, and apologized. She did apologize, but she went to the next door and continued. So things are no longer normal, but we normalize the things that we should be shunning, or at least warning young people to shun. Nowadays, it is so easy for you to see a female, and we're not just talking about young girls, older women too, wearing seductive outfits to the point where their female parts are so visible. You can see that they're shaved, even though they're wearing clothes. You can see slits and splits all over the place. Now, it's your life, it's your body. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But for me, some people like to show the cleavage because men like to see these kind of things. For me, I'm very conservative. Because I'm conservative, I'm not really expecting everybody to be. But there's certain things that when you see or hear it, it makes you cringe. But you have to be very careful how you say these things to people because you might offend them. And so these days, when it comes to, morality, truth, right living, you could be the enemy for trying to encourage persons to do the right thing because everything is upside down. We're now living in a mad world. And as I said before, everyone have a right to their own truth, their own destiny, and so on and so forth. But that doesn't mean that if I feel a bit uncomfortable, I can't say I'm uncomfortable because if I do, I'm going to become someone that people refer to as hater. Nakedness, vulgarity is the way to a great following. The more vulgar a female is these days, the more likely for her to be seen as likable. The thing is twisted. Everything is inverted. And sometimes I see it and I'm thinking to myself, wow, our grandparents used to say we were a generation of viper. Can you imagine what they would say about this time? People try to seek attention for all the wrong reasons. And even some people who come out and they do the most obnoxious things, they don't really want to do it, but they want to be seen and heard. And so they take on this persona. And it's very unfortunate that people have to do the most obnoxious things today to be noticed. And those with good trait, good character, good talent feel that there's no way for them to attain success if they are not prepared to, go all the way out, to abandon their true character, their morals. Listen, young man or young woman, you don't have to abandon your good qualities. Respect for yourself or others. You don't have to abandon that because those who are able to abandon all the things that we admire, all the things we call moral, it's only a matter of time before these ones are pushed to the side. Still maintain your character, your good character, still maintain your dignity and your integrity. Over time, there will be room for that again. as we see the slide, it seems like it's permanent and it's never going to change. But it's okay to be old fashioned when they say you're old fashioned. It's okay for you to say, I'm not prepared to do just about anything to achieve whatever end. Because you can still gain wisdom, you can still gain prosperity without allowing the values of society that is slipping so rapidly to where our young people that are born in this time don't know the difference. They don't know that going in public, showing your private places to the whole world is your choice, absolutely. But it would be a better choice if you left room to imagination. Sometimes you adjust to the changes, and sometimes it's just very difficult to. I still have a hard time watching older women behave in some ways that makes me scratch my head. And I know that people go through these midlife crises and they do things in the reverse. Sometimes they got married when they were very young or started having children when they were very young. And because of that, in their 50s and their 60s, it's like they're reclaiming their youth. But I think we've come very far, but we are going too far when it comes to certain things. When it comes to intimate stories, when it comes to the way we carry ourselves, when it comes to the way we're speaking, the way we deal with each other, we're going too far. And my fear is it too late? Have we agreed to this terrible slip? And can we ever come back from it? It's not looking very good, people. I hold on to those childhood memories and the time when things were sacred. And when I see people turning what is supposed to be good and right and making it evil, I allow them the room to do what they want to do in their own life. I just won't allow anyone to draw me into these things and tell me that what is wrong is right. I just won't allow that. So today, if you are holding on to whatever stance, a positive stance, and someone wants to make you think you're foolish, just let them be. Stay blessed.